if an athlete's in the habit from a very early age of taking vitamins and supplements because they absolutely believe that they need it for performance, then they've already created a potential weakness for themselves because the moment they can't access those, they have a self-belief that they can't perform. And the truth of the matter is it's probably making no difference to their physiological performance, and it's really a placebo effect that they're getting in many cases. And they're really wasting their money, and athletes would do far better just to educate themselves about what is an appropriate time to take supplements and what isn't. And in my opinion, they can only do that in conjunction with a properly qualified professional like a sports nutritionist or a sports doctor who can advise them appropriately.
But supplements are everywhere. How can I tell what will help and what won't?
Well, you know, the supplements industry is largely unregulated, and the growth of supplements or the growth of the use of supplements in the high-performance sports sector and across the Australian community in general is really, in my opinion, a victory for marketing over science. The far majority of supplements that are on the market have no scientific basis to support their use. There are some that have a place in sport because there is good evidence that they work in specific situations. But there are some of Australia's very top athletes take no supplements at all and actually pride themselves on the fact that they train hard, they practice good nutrition, they get good sleep, and that's the basis for their good performance. And they don't feel any need whatsoever to take supplements. I think there is a perception in the general community that all high-performance athletes take supplements, and that simply is not true. There are many of our very top athletes who do not take supplements and can still put in a top performance and a world-class performance without taking supplements.
Are things like multivitamins safe?
Well, it's interesting you asked that. There's very little evidence behind taking multivitamins. Certainly there's no evidence that taking multivitamins provides any benefit whatsoever in someone who has a healthy Western diet. There are some vitamins that are useful when people are unwell, if they have a particular medical condition. But generally speaking, taking multivitamins, if you have a good diet, it does nothing for you except give you expensive urine.
How can a junior athlete who doesn't have access to a team doctor decide what supplements are safe to take?
Well, we've already talked about the fact that not all athletes need to take supplements. Even at the very top level of Australian sport, not all athletes take supplements. Some of our greatest athletes get by on good nutrition, good training, and good sleep patterns. And I think when we start talking about young people, like you just mentioned someone being 16 years old, you know, in my opinion, the indications for someone of school age taking supplements is very, very rare that a school age person would need to take supplements. And I don't think any person of school age should take supplements unless they have consulted a very highly skilled sports nutritionist or sports doctor and outlined exactly what their sporting requirements are and why they feel the need to take these supplements.
Everyone else is using supplements. Surely it can't be harmful.
There can be negatives from taking supplements and vitamins. You can take things to excess, and apart from the potential negative side effects from ingredients that may not be on the labels, there is the issue of the culture and the learnings that an athlete takes from that sort of behaviour. Athletes with a lot of self-confidence feel confident that they can train hard, they feel confident that they can eat well, they feel confident that they can have good sleep habits. If an athlete is taught from a very young age that they need to take something, they need to pop a pill, they need to take a special juice, they need to take some sort of a powder, then that's very formative, and that's probably going to affect how they operate for the remainder of their athletic career. And we know that many athletes don't need to take anything at all as long as they have a good diet. And a good diet is really the foundation of good performance.
Where can I find good nutrition information or get advice?
So there's some really good resources out there, and anyone can just in their web browser, type in AIS supplements, and that'll take them to the AIS website, which will give them a lot of information about supplements. And if it's a medication, they can go to the ASADA website and the Check Your Substances page, which will allow them to type in that medication and see what the status of that medication is in relation to sport. And if there's any doubts or any questions, they really should seek the advice of a professional who can give them further guidance about whether to take that medication or supplement.